Hey there, welcome back to Tennille Talks. All right, y'all, so I'm just going to say this in the beginning. That way you don't have to hang around if this one isn't going to fit you. The first card I get out is Divine Masculine. If you know that you have a Divine Masculine that you separated from, and if you are sure that the reason for the separation was interference, then this reading might be for you, okay? So if you know you have a Divine Masculine, and the relationship didn't really get to blossom or unfold or grow, and you know it was because somebody else was involved, this reading is revealing that, okay? So first card out is Divine Masculine. The Divine Masculine is ready to move on. He was in a situation that he thought was stable. He thought it was harmonious. Now, the situation that he was in, it shows Empress. And I also have parenthood or care. And so this is almost a Divine Masculine that met you. And it's almost like 1 foot into the new world. You would be the new world, Divine Feminine, or, Divine Feminine, right? You are the new world. It's like he had 1 foot in the new world, but he also had a foot in his previous world, right? You know how sometimes, like, if you're in a race with somebody, just like a foot race side to side, and you try to run, and if they think that you are faster than them, or if they think that you're going to get farther ahead, sometimes they will pull the tail of your shirt to hold you back. That is the energy I was getting when I was kind of reading through this. So there's Divine Masculine that is almost ready to take off and meeting you like you were the trigger point to him taking off. And there was somebody from his past, Empress energy, mother of his children, previous girlfriend, wife, whatever, but a woman. And because she comes out as the Empress, I'm thinking that they do share children together. And so possibly just the fact that they have shared children, that could have also have been something that pulled him backwards. But this is almost somebody knowing that he has the potential to go ahead, to lap her, to leave her, right? To and so she does whatever she can to pull him back. And so this woman is coming out as the enemy. And the enemy in this reading, this is like the universe saying to the Divine Masculine, the enemy will suffer. The universe has an awareness of her ill will, which is showing up in the form of jealousy and envy, right? And so there's a Divine Masculine that meets his divine counterpart, but in the process of them kind of like unfolding in their connection, his previous relationship that has ties to him by way of children pulls him back. When she pulls him back, she's asking for a helping hand, right? And so she's acting like, oh, I can't do it. I don't have enough, or the kids are too, the kids are wild, or something like that, right? But she is the enemy. She only pulled him back because she had ill intentions. She was jealous and she was envious that he was about to get ahead in life, right? And so she's like, get back here, okay? Not necessarily because she loves him, but this is almost somebody that just doesn't want to see you win. They don't want to see you be great, okay? Now, this Divine Masculine, even worse. Okay, we'll jump into that part, but meeting the Divine Feminine is an opportunity to go through an energetic shift. So because I'm seeing the energy in this way, I'm also seeing that this Empress, possibly mother of his children, she may have some kind of intuitive knowledge, psychic gifts, not that she uses them for good. Vibrationally, obviously, if she's carrying around envy and jealousy, she doesn't vibrate high enough to be the Divine Feminine, okay? So she's like a distorted feminine. Nonetheless, she's like, I need help, but the reality is that meeting the Divine Feminine, it is an opportunity for him to go through an energetic shift, and that is what she wants to put a coffin on. She wants to kill it, right? What do they say? Take it out at the root, sort of thing. However, the Divine Feminine would have represented higher ground, right? Like the air is different with the Divine Feminine. When he's with this Empress energy, it's like toxic, it's negative, it's bickering, it feels very low vibrational because it is a reflection of the energy she carries. But all of a sudden, when he steps into the energy or the essence of the Divine Feminine, it's like it smells different, it feels different, like everything, you know what I mean? And so the power of the Divine Feminine's energy, it kind of lingers. It's almost like she could smell you on him, right? And so there's an alarm that goes off on her, and so now she's pulling out all the tricks. When I had a thought to myself about divine couples, Divine Feminine and Masculine, those relationships, this is what I said to myself, those relationships are attacked by land, air, and sea. So by land, I mean that somebody close to you, somebody that can reach out and touch you. can be used as a decoy, can be used, to get you wrapped up in love. So like there's somebody close to you that will attack the divine connection. By sea, I mean there's somebody, emotions, water. There's somebody who emotionally has a connection to you, and so they will use their emotions to attack the connection. And then what's the last one? Air. Like people will distort your perception or your ideas of the relationship by speaking poorly, right? So the divine masculine is ready to move on. Now, what he didn't know is that the parent, the person that he cared about, the person that he possibly had a child with, the person that he stepped back from you in order to go support, was hiding something. She was hiding that she was a third party snitch. So not only did I get the idea that this person had some type of psychic gifts, because she could pick up on the energy shift, even if he didn't share that he had crossed paths with somebody new, she could see his energy quickening or changing, or he's happy, or he's got a pep in his step. I mean, women know. Like, women know when something is different, especially in your energy. You're moving different, you're cooking, you're dressing differently, you're putting on cologne. Like, habits of behavior start to shift. And so if you have divine energy that you haven't had access before, it's going to change the way you move, right? So what he didn't know is that this person is a third party snitch. And that's what I mean about divine connections really being attacked. And so not only was this the mother of his children, potentially, because she has the Empress energy, but she's tapped into other communities or connections that know the possibility of these two getting together. And so she plays her role. She plays her role in order to make sure that he can't go, that he doesn't go, right? Now, here's the thing. This card is a little deep, but I'm gonna read it. This is one of my handmade cards. It says, Earth's purpose was to be an intergalactic library of information, part of a vast library system where data from many galaxies was stored, right? And so that was Earth. You know how when you walk into a library, there are a whole bunch of books, but not one person wrote those books? That's like Earth. Everything on Earth, nature, trees, like everything natural to Earth, these are almost like deposits that different galaxies put here, so that when people pass through Earth, they're like when you're walking around Earth, everything here is it organic or natural, like it is a reflection of other star systems that came here and dropped their stuff off, right, to contribute to the library. They brought their books. Maybe it was the deer, maybe it was the whales, but like the different species are a smaller reflection of what the cosmos is like. Okay, so the diversity here is not by accident. Like, this was an intentional system that holds information for many other systems in the galaxy. When I see this card, it tells me that you two together are almost like two star systems, two galaxies. Like, when you two come together, you unlock a library of information, right? And so you are a book in the library, and he is a book in the library. And so together you kind of, you are in a walking, moving, talking, loving, living information system. Now that card comes out with the moon. Okay, now we know how that when I see moon, I think of illusions, darkness, fear, not be able to see clearly, but we also have opportunity. So we have the fact that you two are galactic libraries, possibly coming together, right? A lot of information is stored in you separately. When you come together, you could do a lot of damage, per the Matrix. Okay, and so this Empress uses the moon because she understands that there's a specific opportunity coming up. She uses the moon to gain an opportunity for her. Okay, now you're going through energetic shifts just because of what is happening in the stars collectively, and so a lot of divine unions are in the process of coming together. And so when they are pulled back or pulled outside of these connections, those people are playing a specific role. Now this woman saw, if I ask for help, it's really going to be an opportunity for me to stop this connection from forming. Now this is a third party snitch, which means this Empress energy is working for some type of group, some type of covenant, some type of organization. Like, she was giving a specific instruction. Not only was she told to pull him back, but she was told why he must be pulled back. Now, of course, you can give people the truth, but you can also distort the truth. So entirely, I don't know, the details of what was said, but she knew enough to understand that this connection would cause harm to some, the some being the selfish. Okay, So the problem is that when this divine masculine is with her, he's looking for higher ground. He wants an experience that represents a frequency that is, it's high vibrational, but it's like, I'm always in the mud with you, arguing, fighting. And so this situation, oh my God, okay, here it is. And so this third party snitch, aka the mother of his children, essentially uses the moon in order to put him in bad health. So she's doing moon magic, which is why we have the enemy will suffer. Like, the universe is aware of what she is doing, her ill will, her jealousy, and her envy. And so she's using the moon to cause him harm in order to make sure that vibrationally he is not a match for the divine feminine that he possibly crossed paths with. Now here's the thing, you are a library of information, okay? But when somebody is manipulating your energy in a very negative or dark way, this is almost how the divine masculine starts to feel. It's as affliction, delusion, suffering, right? And all of that is to make sure that he does not get on this energetic portal of change, so that he doesn't capitalize on the opportunity that the collective is about to walk into, right? Think about the transits, the portals, like all of that. It is significant for divine beings and couples to match. And so this is a great time for unions, but there are people playing their position, right? In the center of the reading, this is the divine feminine. The divine feminine is described as a rich girl, but under rich girl, we have nature spirits. So you are rich in, so like if Earth, like let's say Earth was able to identify every human, and Earth was able to like rank the humans based on their significance and based on the type of energy they carry, like Earth would label the divine feminine as rich. Maybe not necessarily because of fiat currency or tangible money, but like you are rich in spirit per Earth, per the nature of you, right? Like you are in alignment, like Earth needs you. Your energy is so significant because, and if you are rich in spirit, then what can you do when you cross paths with the divine masculine? Like how high do you pull his energy, right? And so there is evidence, this third party snitch who this divine masculine didn't know was a third party snitch, they're coming out as veiled, but that person has evidence. So they have investigated, they've detected, or they have proof that you are wealthy in spirit per what you are carrying. So just like Earth is a source of information, so is the divine feminine, right? So the divine feminine is packing things that this mother of children does not pack. Now, there's this idea of authenticity, right? I think for a certain period of time, it was okay for the divine masculine to take steps backward. But the frustration, the anger, the difficulty of that connection, it was almost like being in prison. And we have the idea of authenticity. Now, the only reason why authenticity comes up is because it comes up in line with the witch girl, the divine feminine. You're coming up as a person who's wealthy, but you are wealthy in the spirits of nature. Like, if you were to consult nature's spirits, you would be a goddess, you would be a god, you would be walking around in your god body, like you've been here before, but you've already returned to your divine essence, right? And so you are representing wealth and beauty and fertility and all of those things. You've already reached your authenticity, but this divine masculine is over here suffering in bad health and affliction because of what's being done to him. He doesn't know this though, right? Moon magic, it's an illusion. So triggering fears, just casting anything that can be cast on him to veil, to cloak him, to keep him possibly from seeing the divine feminine for what she really is. Everything that could have been done was done. Fine. In the center of the reading, also describing the rich girl, we have innocence, right? And so when I think of third party snitch, I almost think of, I told you, air, land, and sea. And so this would be the air part. And so in the event that it was shared with her that he crossed paths with somebody, I almost feel like something was spoken about you negatively. So remember, if she is a third party snitch, who is she snitching to, right? And so this is almost like she is on assignment. She's almost been contracted by a group who is well aware of who the divine feminine is. And so this group gives her specific information. That information is what she's supposed to tell the divine masculine in order to corrupt his mind, corrupt his heart, to distort his spirit, right? But here's the thing. At some point, there is evidence that the divine feminine, who they've been talking all this shit about, is innocent, right? So like everything that was said about you it later comes out that you are not who they said you were. Something about that, right? And so this person is wanting to go on this journey. They're wanting to travel the distance with the divine feminine, but for a while they were polluted. Energetically they were polluted, and so you may not even have looked like a good option. But we have I have another handmade card here. It says the transformation process involves choice as key. And so even if somebody was talking about a former version of the divine feminine, at some point there is evidence that you are not who you were, or you are not who they said you are right now currently. Listen, if you are not changing, then you are choosing. Think about all the times we've been in situations that we really don't like. Well, you have an opportunity to change it. And if you don't change the circumstance that is causing you affliction, well, you are essentially choosing it every day, again and again. But you are coming out as somebody who is innocent by way of your energy. So it's like this person hears all this stuff about you, feels a certain kind of way, doesn't really pursue you, but then over time, it's not matching up, right? The way your life is unfolding, the choices you are making, the way you are transforming, even if some of the things that were said were true, it is just not what they are seeing. When they look for the evidence or for the proof, it is not what they see. So here's the next thing. Now we have the energy of magic. You know, I don't know if the divine masculine participated in magic, but what I'm saying is if what was said about you is true, then the magic would have stuck, right? And so here's the thing. I almost get there's this third party snitch who's corrupting somebody's mind, heart, and spirit, gets them on board to participate in magic. But when the magic is sent, the divine feminine triumphs. There's some type of victory. There's some type of achievement or success, which is definitely proof that, listen, if this magic didn't land, if this magic didn't take this person out, well, then everything that we thought justified us doing this magic, it obviously had to be wrong. And so now we have the energy of peacemaking, wanting to pacify, wanting to fix the relationship because they're recognizing that they were lied to. Somebody corrupted them some kind of way. Now this person is coming out as a false person, right? We have wrong way. And so this person was specifically supposed to distort, distract, and lead the divine masculine off course, like that was their job, and successfully they were able to do it for a period of time. And so if somebody walked away from you, or if somebody flaked, if you were like all in and then it kind of got weird, somebody may want to reconcile. If there was any dispute, this is a person who wants to make peace. If there was anger or resentment, this is like somebody who wants to restore passion. But they now see that like restoring passion is the best idea. They want to take action on that idea because they are quite sure that you are not false. Maybe they thought that if they were to pursue or get in a connection with you, that you were the distraction. You would have led them the wrong way. Maybe they thought that you spiritually were not in alignment with them. But again, this is because somebody else is talking. But now they see you as a person who literally is your best at all times. I have a card here. It says be your best, right? And so you always arise to your best self, even if a past version of you wasn't your brightest moment. So the reading finishes with we have the energy of protection again. So if these two got together and they did some type of magic that did not hit you, obviously there's a protection around you. And so you normally protect things that are valuable, things that have worth, things that are sacred, right? And so for you to supernaturally have protection, this is like, well, if the Most High doesn't see them as you've described, if the universe doesn't see them as you described, right? And so this is almost somebody having to meet you, but they didn't believe who you were. I think they believed your energy, but again, the corruption by land, air, and sea is what allowed them to think of you differently. And obviously, if this person that they've already had a history with, they share kids with, they're helpless, all of those things play into emotionally manipulating somebody. And so somebody could have left you. They could have I have a card here that says loneliness, isolation. This is essentially somebody who walks away from you, throws magic, and they come back and you're like, hey, what's up? I'm good. How you doing? Like, you know what I mean? And so you triumphed over isolation and loneliness. Like you had an opportunity to be really disappointed. Like you could have carried some type of slight as a result of what was being done to you, but you were protected. But it's also, they're seeing you as a fortress. Under fortress, I have white magic and investments, right? The way you use magic is very selfless. The difference between white and dark magic is that one is only thinking about self, the other is thinking about the whole, right? And so white magic is about protecting peace for the group. Dark magic is like all of the demons inside of me that are unhealed and unsettled. I want something, and so I'm going to supernaturally do something in order to feed my demons that I have refused to heal. The divine feminine doesn't carry that type of energy. So literally, white magic is using your power for the greater good as opposed to individual gain. And so we have this energy of somebody literally, listen, second chance, let's try this again. And so this is a person that felt like they were imprisoned to somebody who was false. And if they weren't imprisoned to somebody false, they were in a mental prison thinking that the divine feminine was false. But listen, after all those takes, all those magic or supernatural shots, and you're still standing, you're still at peace, you're coming out as a fort, right? Strength and authority. It's like they need to honor who you are, because the universe and the Most High has essentially proven who you are. And it's definitely not who this person said you were. Okay, I love you. I'll see you the next time. Bye.